Yeah, kick their ass too.
That's all right, I guess. Okay.
All right, we're about to go on the Army Ducks. Michael, I hope you're jealous, you stupid son of a... Here we are.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
On our left-hand side is where I park Yankee Doodle. Now, right here on our right-hand side is one of our Bigfoot zip line towers. We have 7 total zip lines here on our property. Our fastest one, you can reach up to 50 miles an hour.
Oh God!
Get your ass wet!
All right, welcome to Lake Delton, everybody. Very nice. We didn't lose anybody back there, did we?
No, I don't think so.
Good.
Nobody important.
Now that we are out here on the water, we do not need our wheels anymore. I'm going to disengage them. Putting these 2 levers into neutral stops our 6 wheels from spinning. Putting this lever forward right here engages our 45-pound brass propeller on the back of the duck. Now, this beautiful lake right here is actually man-made. It was built back in the early 1920s. A man named William J. Newman came here from Chicago and fell in love with this area. He decided he wanted a private lake right here. He bought up 270 acres, cleared out all of the trees, and dug out a big hole. After all that, he built a dam out here. It's way straight ahead of us in the corner. It dams up Dell Creek and allows water to fill this area. Did not see them on my 2 tours earlier today, but you guys got to see them on this one. Toss me.
Yeah,
Give me some. Out of the water. Once we are out of the water, I'll turn off that propeller on the back and we'll just drive right out of here and head on over to the Wisconsin River. Up out of the water just like that.
I did not get a haircut. See 4 beautiful caves traveling through it. Oh, so there is caves in Wisconsin. You were right.
Cameras up so you get a good photo. Here comes that opening for us now. You guys in the back will see it in a second.
That's called the Dom Cave.
Now, I did have my girlfriend on this tour once. She told me she thought that looked like a wedding bell right there. I told her it looks more like a Taco Bell. We do get to see through that cave from this side of the rock as well. If you look out the back of the duck, there's another opening.
Oh, yeah, sure
kind of overshot it. I'm going to bring it back.
It doesn't see you.
And on this side of the rock, the opening looks like a Hershey's Kiss.
Woo!
We do get to see some turtles out here on the river. Because it's cold, they like to hang out on the rocks to get some sunlight. There's one coming up on our right-hand side that's very small on that rock right there.
Let's see it.
It's right there. It's really like pale in comparison to the rock. See it?
Oh, there it is.
Now this tree coming up on our right-hand side that's in the water always has turtles on it. You can see a couple of them are hanging out.
Oh yeah, there's two out there.
So these rock formations are very famous. They were recognized back in the 1800s for the first time. A man named Henry Hamilton Bennett canoed down the river and was the first man to ever take photographs of the rocks. He published his photos he took. They attracted people all over the country to this area. Ever since then, people and boats alike have been going up and down the river to see the rocks for themselves. You can see every single one of the photos that he took in the Henry Hamilton Bennett studio here in the Wisconsin Dells. Also, some restaurants have his photos on their walls. These rocks and his photos are a big part of the city's history.
Yeah. I got him. Yeah, trees up there.
This type of rock we have out here is sandstone. You can see all the layers of sandstone in the rock. These layers are very soft and brittle.
Sandstone.
Trees are able to grow right over the top of them. And coming up on our right, people walk around quite a bit and break up the layers. They do try to keep people off of this rock to protect the sandstone. It is very special to the area. You can see some people took some of the pieces and stacked them on top of each other and they made a man-made rock formation for us.
Oh, that's kind of
Now my favorite rock formation is right there straight ahead of us. I think this one looks like the rear end of an elephant. Maybe you guys agree with me. Two big hind legs, the tree laying down in between them is a tail. We have a cave coming up on our left-hand side, which is very cool. It's the only one that the water flows through, so canoes and kayaks are able to go inside of this rock. House up there on our left owns a dog that'll swim through this cave. It's a lot of fun to see.
Robert likes the bow and
We have some of these cool staircases out here on the rocks. Families have built them, connecting their houses to the river down here. You're actually not allowed to do this anymore. They realized it was damaging the rocks, so they stopped people from doing it. Coming up on our left-hand side, we have a tree that fell down 2 years ago during a storm. It ruined this staircase right here. Unfortunately, the family's not allowed to repair it anymore. Coming up next on our left-hand side is a big cement structure. This is our U.S. Geological Gauging Station. It reads how fast the river moves and how high the water level is. There's a brown sign coming up here. It marks the highest point the river's ever been recorded. It says up there in 1938, the water level of this river was at the top of that sign. Pretty crazy. They got a lot of rain in 1938. So we got one more turtle out here on the river on our left-hand side on that rock. That's his own little rock right there on the water is a turtle. my favorite thing to do out here on the Wisconsin River is not actually on a boat. It's on a yellow tube coming up here on our left-hand side. This is the River's Edge Resort. You rent out a yellow tube from them, and they pontoon you a half hour upstream this river and drop you off. You then get to float back downstream on your yellow tube. It takes about 2 hours to float back here, and it's only $10 per person. It's a very nice, relaxing time on the river. Coming up on where we're going to exit the river. After this beach on our left-hand side, we're going to go into Dell Creek over there. Dell Creek is how we exit the river and find our landing back on the shore. Before we exit the river, I'd like to tell you guys how it got its name. The word Wisconsin is an old Chippewa word that means dark flowing water. It was given to this river right here because if you may have noticed, it's very dark in color. The word Dells is an old French word that means overpriced water parks and gift shops. And that would work really well, wouldn't it, guys? But of course, that's not what it means. Dells actually means flat layered rock, and that was given to the sandstone out here. And together, that's how the city got the name the Wisconsin Dells.
So now you can say we are literally the Wisconsin Dells.
We do touch the bottom of Dell Creek almost the entire way through, so I just re-engaged our 6 wheels once again to make sure we can make it through the creek. It does get a little bumpy through here because we touched the bottom, but do not worry, we'll make it through just fine. Alright, that was Del Creek right there. If you guys remember, that's the creek that created Lake Delton back in the day. If we were to go straight and keep going upstream, we'd run into the dam that Newman put on this creek, creating that lake over there. That is about it for our tour today now. We're going to head back to property. Before we go, I'd like to show you guys my favorite part of this tour. It's straight ahead up there on the creek.
Stick your hand in.
Oh, I'm sorry, they moved it on me. It's on that trail over there on the right. If you look closely, you'll see my favorite part is that I can point wherever I want, and then you guys all look. Alright, no more cheesy duck jokes for you guys. We're going to head back to property now. On our way over there, think of any questions you might have for me. We're going to stop for a question and answer session. Other than that, sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Guys, we got a white-tailed deer coming up on our right-hand side.
Right side.